Very good, Kronk. Here, get the snack.
Got it.
Hello, my darlings. Hello, Bluebell. Welcome to a new themed vlog segment that I am adding to my channel. So I'm calling this Screen to Page. And what I'm doing is I'm picking a favorite character of mine from a favorite movie of mine, and I am telling you about what I feel like their character's energy is, and then picking a book I think might suit their character's energy, and also doing an activity that I think that character would do. So it's just a themed vlog based on one of my favorite movie characters. And the way I'm structuring it is I'll do one cartoon character, and then the next month I'll do a male character, and then the next month I'll do a female character, and rinse and repeat. So that way I get a sample, a variety of different types of characters from film. So let me tell you about today's character, and that is Kronk from the movie The Emperor's New Groove. Now, he might start off as a villain's henchman, but that's not really who he is. To me, Kronk's energy is massively golden retriever. It's sincerity without irony. It's joy in craft, loyalty that evolves, listening to the shoulder angel and choosing what is right because it feels right. Now, a lot of people might say Kronk is also just really, really stupid, but I think he's well-meaning, he's well-intentioned. So I wanted to pick a book where I thought it emphasizes goodness and maybe how doing your best counts more than winning. If I was going to recommend a book that I'd read that I think suits Kronk's energy, it would be Paddington, because I think Paddington is a little similar to Kronk. He's well-intentioned, but sometimes his actions go a little wonky, but he's always polite, and I think Kronk is polite. To me, Kronk is the kind of character that would stop an evil plan mid-sentence and go, wait, this feels bad, which I think is the vibe of the book that I picked to read for this vlog. So I chose Small Gods by Terry Pratchett. It is about faith, conscience, and choosing what's right over the rules. I think the Kronk link for this book is that the angel on the shoulder wins. So in this 13th installment of the Discworld series, religion is a blood sport. And the gods in this, there are many different gods, they live and die based on belief metrics, brand recognition, and whether anyone remembers them in their prayers. So enter Om. Om was once a thunderous god of fear and smiting, but now he's been reduced to a very grumpy, one-eyed tortoise who has almost 0 followers and a persecution complex. And why is that? Because almost no one believes in him anymore. Instead, they fear the church. They obey its rules and follow its rituals. Their genuine belief in this god has now been replaced by bureaucracy, violence, and habit. But luckily for Om, he has one last true believer, and that is Brutha, a sweet novice with a photographic memory and the emotional resilience of a golden retriever. And together, this unlikely duo wander through a theocracy powered by fire, rules, and people who definitely didn't read the holy book of Om that they're enforcing, because Omnia is now ruled by the terrifying Quisition, which is a religious institution that burns heretics whilst barely really understanding the religion it's enforcing or Om's original teachings. Brutha is taken to the rival city of Ephebe as part of a political religious conflict, dragging the powerless Om with him. As they travel, Brutha begins questioning the church's cruelty and realizes that its actions directly contradict Om's original teachings. So what follows is this existential road trip about power, faith, free thought, and maybe how outsourcing morality to humans isn't the best idea As usual, there's a lot of comedy in this book. So Terry Pratchett's Discworld series is humorous. It's a lot of satire wrapped in jokes. In this one, it is used to skewer organized religion, authoritarianism, and blind obedience, while somehow still remaining a little funny and hopeful. The book is very philosophical, and it's asking whether belief creates gods or gods create belief. Brutha, the character, is very gentle, they're stubbornly moral, and they're the proof that kindness is a form of rebellion. He's very much giving Jesus vibes. Meanwhile, is a perfect parody of fragile ego gods everywhere. The dynamic between and Brutha definitely reminded me of Kronk and Uzma, with Kronk being Brutha and is it Uzma being In this book, the first person to hear the voice of was also a shepherd, which is also giving a bit of a nod to Pacha. But also, fun fact, in this book, sheep are the dumbest animals in the universe. Sheep. This book is a lot about religious dogma, which is not a favorite subject of mine to read about, but yeah, the main themes in this revolving around that are organized religion versus your personal beliefs, power, corruption, and authoritarianism, morality that is independent of divine command, and free thought and skepticism. I think similar. Sorry, I was up until 3 a.m. because I had mosquitoes in my room, and I got all of them except for one, and it terrorized me the rest of the night. And it's still in here, and I would very much like to kill it before bed tonight. This absolutely reminds me of the Monty Python's Life of Brian. It's very, very similar. I love that movie. And I think that's what my issue with the Discworld series is these are the sorts of things that I prefer to watch rather than read. They're not as funny or entertaining to me in book form as it would be watching it. I gave this a 3.5. Another similar book would be Good Omens by Terry Pratchett and Neil Gaiman. But yeah, it's heavily giving Life of Brian, especially with its themes and the sense of humor. So if you love that, this is a very apt book version of it. To sum it up, it is a humorous, humane satire about faith, power, and why doing the right thing matters more than who's watching. So for today's activity, I am going to make Kronk's famous spinach puffs. So I managed to find a recipe on the internet that is emulating the spinach puffs that he makes in the movie. So that's the Kronk-inspired activity. So I will go and get the ingredients, come home and do that. But if there's one thing you take away from this Kronk vlog, let it be this. Be kind, question authority, eat snacks.
You like tea breakthrough, yeah. She was the one I was really hoping for as well.
I like tea breakthrough, nice one to her hair. I like them more.
Okay, let's make some spinach puffs. Let's go. First, we've got to dice an onion. Okay, I'm now adding the spinach onion mixture to the cheese mixture. Now I'm only going to make 8 spinach puffs. I'm probably going to have some of this mixture left over. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put the mixture in the puffs, coat it with some egg wash, pop it in the oven. Okay, here's the final result of the Kronk's spinach puffs.
I've never liked your spinach puffs. Never!
That's it. She's going down. Now, remember guys. From above, the wicked shall receive their just reward. That'll work.